special for this Feel Good Friday. We have been absolutely honoured with a special guest in and his better half,
wife.
Lovely. We've got Ben Lovell in. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, first of all?
Very good. Yourself?
I'm really good, thank you. I'm a bit like, I'm surprised that you're here, actually, because I wasn't expecting it until late last night. And Chris said, listen, we've got to get Ben in. And I was like, oh, I've never met him. I don't know him. I don't know. What should we chat about? And he was like, well, obviously chat about AmpCam Kids, Jenny.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Get a grip.
So you've been here before and you've got a close relationship with Tenerife. And obviously you're here today to this fundraiser that's happening Sunday. We had Paula in last week. She was telling us all about it. And she really opened my eyes. I suppose I was a bit naive to how the amp world is treated around the world, I suppose.
I think unless you're round someone that's an amputee. I mean, before I lost my leg, I was. So you're kind of around that. You don't sort of take much notice of it.
Yeah. Obviously, we had Dylan that used to work here and he lost it. So I suppose after that, I thought, yeah, I kind of get it now. I understand. And I remember watching a video when he first came out of hospital with it. He realised how un-amp friendly his flat was. He was like, I can't go to the toilet. Like, there's nothing to hold on to. And
that's
stuff
the
like
hardest
that.
part, coming back home after you've lost your leg.
Really?
And then realising just how much your life has changed.
Right. So let's talk about you then, because like I said, I don't know you very well. I know of you. Paula literally sat on that chair last week and called you like an absolute legend. So no pressure, but you've got a lot to live up to. Tell us about your amputation.
So I lost I think it was 2017, around April time. I started with cramp in my calf. Again, this is something that can happen to anybody. I kind of put it down to work related, like a pull or a tear in my calf.
Because what did you do? What?
Just started with cramp.
Oh, yeah, but like, what was your job?
So I used to tarmac on the roads.
Right, okay.
So it was quite
an active job. Yeah.
Started with cramp in my calf. Obviously, put it down to, like I say, work related stress or something like that. And I think 2 months later, my foot turned white, like just completely gone white. So I got rushed into hospital via ambulance. They checked pulses on the top of my foot and I had no pulses. So that meant that I had a big blockage at the back of my knee. So it like a blood clot.
Right.
At 39, which is very young to have one.
Uh-huh.
And so I had a bypass planned for September. So they just bypassed the blood clot kind of thing to try and get the blood back to your bottom of your foot. I had that bypass, and then 4 days later, they came round to me and Laura. They told us worst case scenario could have been an amputation, but they always tell you the worst case scenario, so you never kind of think that it's going to happen.
So is that is your initial reaction for? Okay, well that's unlikely.
I mean, no, my initial reaction. I looked at Laura, and she was the one telling me like, "Don't worry about it. It's not going to happen. It's worst case scenario." And then 4 days later, they come round and says, "Look, the bypass hasn't worked. So for a better way of life, you need to sort of start thinking about having an amputation." But this round, coming up to Christmas, I've got 2 kids. So I thought I'm going to go home, try and get through Christmas. But by beginning of November, I was in that much pain that I just, I rang him up and just said, right, get me in, take it off.
Wow. I remember sort of speaking to Dylan and his sort of being a bit similar to that. Like he was in a lot of pain and in the end he just chose to let's get it off and let's.
There's a lot of them. I mean, I know Dylan's circumstances are a little bit different to mine. I've chatted to him before and there's a lot of amputees that can have the legs off because they've been in pain for years. So it's like a new lease of life. But for someone like me or someone that's been like straight in an accident, loses a leg, how it plays on your mental is a lot different.
But I suppose, I mean, even though it was not your decision, but your decision in a way to have your...
I had no choice. So it's not like, I felt like it's not a decision that I'd have probably made.
Yeah.
But I felt like I couldn't walk. So, and I've got 2 kids.
How did you prepare yourself for it?
I didn't. I went over my head, just kind of going into hospital. They mark you up with an arrow. I just remember sitting there all night looking at the arrow, and then 8 o'clock in the morning, I was down. And then you're back up within 4.5 hours. But bed sheets look a little bit different.
Yeah. Was you just gagging to have a look? Did you not want to look?
No, I don't know. I feel like I kind of took to it quite easy while I was in hospital. I had an epidural. I wasn't in pain. There was no reason to get up. I had a colostomy bag in. There were nurses making you food. It didn't affect me then. I was just laid in a bed. And like I say, it's not until you go home and you've got to realise that, walking upstairs, going to a toilet, going to make a cup of tea anymore, it's not the same.
And did you find your mental health affected then, like massively, when you got home?
Laura then became everything. She was the breadwinner. She was cleaning the house. She was looking after the kids. I felt like a burden. I didn't want to be here. I went through 12 months of, I'd say, hell.
That's one of the things I wanted to ask you. Obviously, now you're a big influence on people. You're very positive. Like, has there been a time where I feel like where you've not been like that, where there's been a bit dark?
12 to 16 months. I've had. Laura would ask me if I was all right. I'd say yes, and then when she took the kids to work and took the kids to school and went to work, then I'd just sit there crying. Hated how I looked, couldn't look in the mirror, question how could she still look at me the same way as her husband? And it's not a nice place to be. But I believe everything that I went through over that 12 months has made me be able to do what I do now, because I understand both sides of this journey. I understand how hard it is, but I understand there's a better life as well if you just push a little bit harder. It's not
like you've just got to had it done, got up and got on with it. You understand it. What changed then? What made you go from that dark place?
We got told 12 months later I had another blockage, so I had another bypass operation. Every time I went in hospital, it was Laura's birthday. So for three of her birthdays, I didn't have to buy her a present, which was all right.
Typical. I hope you've made up for it soon.
I have. So I don't know. And then I got told I've got a block from the artery, so my blood only runs into my good leg. It doesn't go into my stump anymore, which is I take my leg off quite a lot.
Right.
And the idea for me was to go out and start working out and push blood into my stump by working out. And obviously, if you go do exercise, if you go walking, it does make you feel better. And that just picked my mood up a little bit. And then I started getting these messages saying, you've inspired me to go to the gym. I'm loving what you're doing. And I've never...
Was you starting to post your workouts on Instagram and stuff?
Yeah, I posted everything, even when I was depressed. I posted all my videos of me crying, saying I don't understand how last week I could have been happy and this week I can't even leave my house. I wanted people to know that it was all right to do that. I didn't want my social media to all be about how good your life is, because it's not real.
So even from those days where you weren't very happy, you didn't feel like a very positive person, you were still trying to help others.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Like, isn't that like such an incredible thing? I think
as well, it's crazy, because even helping other people helped me myself. It took my mind off my own problems, kind of thing. So it was more for me. But that's how it panned out. I just started helping other people and other amputees. And that's how this journey's began with the camps.
Right. So tell us then, obviously Paula let us into a little bit of it, but how did you and Paula come to, have you had like a relationship with Tenerife before?
Yeah, well, my sister when she left school, she was 18, she came out here for 2 weeks and stayed for 12 years.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I've been coming here since I was 16 anyway.
Fab, yeah.
So my sister, she knew quite a lot of people on Ireland. And she'd known of Paula, obviously.
Who doesn't know Paula? You don't know, you've heard her.
Yeah, and then she had this Tenerife retreat. I think she had just started it up and wanted someone to advertise camps or a retreat. And we got talking, and I realised it wasn't something I could possibly help her with. But then AMP Camp, we just mentioned doing something for amputees. It was something that I found there were a lot of help for me in the UK. With either seeing counsellors, meeting other amputees, it just wasn't this. You could go to coffee mornings, but they're boring.
Right.
And I want to be active, so it kind of tied in. And as soon as I mentioned it to her, she kind of got on board, realised what I was sort of saying, and then within 12 months, it's just blown up to what it's blown up to.
Yeah, and I didn't realise how many camps you guys are trying to run a year. Like, I thought it was like maybe once or twice a year. She's like once 6. Maybe she told me she wants to have one every week.
That'd be ideal. We started off last year. We got struck down with COVID, so we missed the starting date. I think we meant to start January, where we're 2020. Last year, 2021 last year.
Yeah.
So sorry, January. I'm that mixed up with COVID. So January 2020, and that got postponed to like June the 15th. So we had 3 last year, and we're already on to 7 this year. And we've got 2 more children's one in September, one in October. So by the end of this year, we'll have done 10.
Right. And you're doing a lot of fundraising and stuff in the UK as well. Yeah. We obviously see quite a lot of what Paula gets up to, which is a lot. I feel like you two just don't ever stop. Like the moment you get a chance to breathe, you go, oh, what else can I do? Like quickly figure something else. So what kind of stuff are you doing in the UK as well?
So we started in the UK, like I mentioned about my femoral artery and me having trouble to walk. I was trying to think of what's the worst thing I could possibly do, and it would have been climbing a mountain. So that's exactly what I did. I went off, I climbed Lovell, Scarfell, Ben Nevis, done Snowdon twice,
Tell us about it, because I know someone chatted to you just before you did it, but I don't know if anyone's spoke to you since. It's like, how was it?
The mountain, you know, I did the first one with Laura and just one other amputee. We had no experience. We got lost. Stuff outside at mountain. She was crying. We were nearly divorced. So yeah, that was an experience. But once I got a few people around me that knew what they were doing, I just fell in love with
people
it.
train for years to do that kind of thing, and they have 2 legs.
Yes, they do. We don't train. It would just I'd just ring someone up, say, right, I want to climb this mountain next week. Who's coming? So it was Ben Nevis. I've gone up Snowdon with one leg. Did it once with my prosthetic on, and then went back and did it without my prosthetic.
How did you do that?
Just on crutches.
Oh my days! Was there not snow and stuff?
Yeah, it gets, you know, you start off very warm and then you get to the top and it's freezing. We have got to the top and there's been snow, but we've got a 56-year-old double amputee called Paul Ellis who's crawled up Snowdon on his hands and knees for us.
Stop it!
And Ben Nevis, he's actually doing Scaffold Pike on the 27th of August, which is all the 3 highest peaks in the UK.
Okay.
And he's crawled up every one of them. So there's just a big group of people back in the UK that's supporting what we're doing.
I mean, I know that it's all to raise money, but also to just show what you can be capable of.
Yeah, of course. And I think that's what it's about as well. I mean, a lot of these people in the UK that came to start to work with us, Paul worked in a really good place when he started, and it's kind of pushed him. And now he's been all over the news. He's come out of his shell, and you know, it's a good. And the walks were ace. Every time we went on a walk, it was like a little family that got back together. There were maybe 20, 30 of us that, you know, every week we'd all pull together. It didn't matter where we were going, everyone were there. And it's just, and that's what's gathered the momentum up to for what's happened, you know, getting into the papers in the UK and on radio stations.
And on the TV as well.
Yeah,
Paula did say that was all down to you, the one show and everything. Yeah, how did you make that happen?
I think it was just for doing what we was doing in the UK and generating this bit of a buzz and publicity about what we were doing and why we was doing it. And then there was a production company just got in touch with us and asked if they could come out to the first camp and said then they'd pitch it to the one show. The one show got behind it straight away. And yeah, I'd not seen that. It kept getting put on hold. I'd not seen none of the interviews. So every time it was meant to go on, it never went. And it was like, right, this is never going to go on. Even the night before when we were sitting waiting, I couldn't believe that it had gone on.
That is insane.
But yeah, we're good. And it's just, again, gone to raise more awareness of what it is we're doing.
Now, yeah, because Paula called you the social media king. She sort of said that you were the one that was so good at getting the message out. Have you always been into your sort of social media?
I said, once I lost my leg, started documenting my story. But I got to 47,000 followers on Instagram and had my account hacked at Christmas.
Oh.
So I lost that one. I've just built it back up to 14 and I had it hacked last week.
Oh, you're joking.
No. So I'm just trying, and they're so hard to get back once they've gone. So it's, yeah, I mean, stuff like that, that's 5 years. For me, it's 5 years, 4 years work. I mean, they call it work, which it is for me. You know, I've got a lot of videos on there that help people. And to have it just took away was hard again.
There's nothing you can do.
Nothing.
Oh my days.
So I've got to build this back up.
That's hard. That's like your career. That's like building up a business.
Well, people that you spoke to as well, you know, there's people that I've been helping and speaking to on a personal level, you know, not on socials, but away on messengers and talking to them privately. And I lost all contact with them and stuff, which was hard.
Yeah.
But I'll get, you know,
scumbags, absolute scumbags. It makes me so angry. Speaking of the one show, do you have anything else in the pipeline like that you can tell us about? Or
no, not at the moment. You know, obviously the more challenges we're doing, I'm hoping it generates more. I've just been thinking the last couple of nights that I need to do something out here similar. So no one knows this at the moment. Paula Dawson doesn't know it, and none of the staff know it that work on camps. But in October, we're all going up to Tade. I'm taking them all up to Tade, but I'm going to go up on one leg, I think.
Really?
I'll set off from where the cable cars, and I'll get to the top on one leg.
Oh, my days.
And I'll just, it's something that I need to do out here. I've been out. We came in March to climb Tade, and we had a bad turn of weather.
Right.
It like ice.
So temperamental, yeah.
So, Paula, you're coming up... You're coming up Tade with me.
I'm just imagining her sitting there at the minute eating a Cocoa Pops like, what? Fuming.
But she's done all that. She did the million steps for me, so I'm sure she can do it.
Yeah, but you know, Tade, like, to get beyond the cable cars, people like professional hikers, if that is even a thing, or people that, you know, do that for leisure or just for fun, they have to train really hard for that. They have to get like special licenses to do that.
I know you have to
And
get the permits.
and you're thinking, I'll
go up. It is what it is.
God.
I think when you go through certain stuff in life, it makes you stronger. You know, I don't believe there's nothing that I can't do. I like to have that mentality that you can do anything in life.
And do you believe that kind of mentality happened after your amputation? Like before that, was you kind of the kind of person that was like, if someone tells me I can't do something, I'm going to try and do it anyway?
I probably wouldn't have even tried. You know,
really?
we'd go walking to pubs furthest. I probably went on a Friday. I wasn't in that frame of mind to be helping people. I weren't bothered. I was pretty selfish. I don't mind. You know, I've said that on my social media. I'm quite a selfish person before I lost my leg. Even with my family and stuff like that. You know, I just didn't think about other people. So when I say losing my leg changed my life, it really, really did.
Yeah. Have you seen a big change in him? Because obviously you've been there before and after.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Oh.
For the better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. See, look,
nice.
so lovely. Right, talk to us about this Sunday. This is what we're here for.
Yeah, we are. So this Sunday, you know, we've been on here. We spoke quite a bit about the AMP camp and AMP camp kids and what it's about. And the camps cannot go ahead without fundraising. You know, they do cost us money to put on. Every penny we make does go into putting these camps on. It's a non-profit thing, which I was passionate about it being. So I've done my fundraising in the UK and I wanted to do, you know, I'm out here now doing these camps full time. And I want to bring something out here. And I've had good support, even with camps so far, that we've had businesses and everything in Tenerife have got behind us and let us go to Aqua Park and let us go to Monkey Park. And it's been amazing, but I feel like there's still something else that we can get and give back. We've got this fundraiser on Sunday.
Paul has mentioned she'd really like to be able to buy a bus.
Oh, look, don't get me wrong. I'd love to be able to do a lot of things. If we can get a bus out of it. My main thing is getting a camp out of it.
Yeah.
If I could get a bus, that'd be amazing.
I think you can do both. Like you both are so passionate. Like just talking to you, I literally want to give him a bank card, give him a pin number, be like, I mean, you won't find a lot in it, but you can have it. Whatever's there, you can have it. And I feel like people that are coming down this Sunday are just going to be so inspired.
I hope so. Yeah, you know, like I said, we've had, like Paula said, that, you know, some of the acts that we've got. I mean, you know, to give the time up for what we're doing is absolutely amazing. I can't thank them enough for doing that.
I feel like the acts on this island, they all come together. That there's so many great people that could go out for quite a lot of money, but when there's a cause or a reason to raise some money and it's like as important as this, they will give anything.
They've done it, yeah, it's amazing. I mean, she keeps ringing me, right, we've got these, Ben, these are going to do it. And it's like, it's just it's blown my head off how nice everyone's been. And then not only that, on top of that, she's messaging me about all the prizes people are donating.
She's saying you've got like little like weekend breaks
holidays,
and stuff.
Yeah, you know, obviously restaurants have done it. The beauty treatment, there's all sorts in there. And hopefully it's going to pull enough money into, like I say, get another camp out and get another 6 families out here. I know personally, from my own experience, how important these are. Not just for the children, it's the parents that come on, and the feedback that we've had of them is absolutely amazing. So I just want to get stuck into Sunday now and see what we can do.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. For those that don't know, this Sunday down at MHT Karting Las Americas, it starts at 4. It's €10 on the door, but it is first come, first serve. So if you're going to get there, you're going to want to get there at the start. Otherwise, there might not be enough room for you.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's going to be rammed. There's going to be so many acts. You've got the Soul Brothers, you've got Hayley Butler, you've got Katie J, you've got Teresa Kidd, you've got loads more coming, and these raffle prizes. I mean, I feel like
they're
just coming along to try and win yourself a prize.
And then, like I say, we've got face painters, there's a magician coming in.
Oh, fab! So there's going to be so much for the whole family. Amazing. Yeah. That's brilliant. Listen, Ben, thank you so much for coming in today. I know you've got to rush off soon, but I just want to know. I know you've said about October you're going to climb Mount TD. That was a bit of an exclusive. Thank you very much. No, what else is in the pipeline for you? Any other plans?
I just want to carry on doing this. Like, I cannot stress how much it brings back to these kids. You know, they've been in hospital most of their childhood, and I just want to build the confidence back up and give them somewhere decent to come where they're not going to get judged or pointed at or anything like that. So we'll just keep an eye out. You know, I'm here for a reason. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and that's bringing as many people out to Tenerife and changing their lives as we can.
No, do you know what? I think that's a perfect place to leave it. I'm going to let you guys crack on because I know you're so busy. Good luck this Sunday. I'm hoping to see you there.
Yeah, you are. See,
if I get in, this is.
I said I'd call you out, said you might come, so I'm calling you out on radio now.
Right, I'm coming. This Sunday, I'm coming if I can get in, if it's not too busy for me. But yes, I will be there. Thank you so much, guys. It's a pleasure to meet you both. Have a great day.
Cheers. Thank you.